The Eagles starting to peak. Hello, everybody. Terry Bennett here on the Holliday Eagle Football Show, right here on S2S, part of L4 Media, as the Eagles beat Valley View 60-0. They beat Snyder the week before 31-0. I do apologize that we didn't have a show last week. We had technical issues. Basically, I was working on some playoff stuff because, it's right around the corner. And so we always have to be 3 or 4 weeks ahead. So I was working on playoff stuff on Tuesdays. And that's normally when we record this, the holiday show. So I had to move that to Thursday. Well, then Wednesday night, a storm blows through and knocks the power of the studio out. And so the power was out most of Thursday to the point where it was too late to do a show. So we are back this week, and next week will probably be a Thursday too. Again, one more week of playoff preparation stuff we have to do, and then everything should kind of go back to normal, and we'll get back to the Tuesdays. But we will be back next week, probably on Wednesday or Thursday. But I do apologize, and the shows will be good the rest of the way, just like the Eagles are. Hey, man, you want to talk about a team that took to heart everything that happened in that Jim Ned loss. Since then, they've only given up 14 points total. And that was in one game against Childress. Shut out Idalou, shut out Snyder, shut out Valley View. This week they've got Henrietta. Don't know if they're going to shut them out. Henrietta's pretty salty with folks. Of course, y'all know it's a rivalry game and all, but they had a big win last week over Wichita Falls City View, 35-28. Coming back, being down, and that's a talented team, and their confidence is really high after that. When they lost to Jacksboro the week before, that was 28-27. Their two losses are to Jacksboro and Windthorst by a combined 4 points. So, the Bearcats are not going to be an easy out in this game, but Holliday is the favorite, as they should be. As always, we're going to be talking to the head coach of the Eagles, Coach Kyle Atwood. We'll talk about the run of play the last couple of weeks. We'll talk about Henrietta, and we'll talk about other things right here on the Holiday Football Show on S2S Sports, part of L4 Media. Is your demanding work lifestyle in need of fire-resistant clothing that can keep up? Well, L4FR clothing should be your go-to for quality, affordability, safety, and style. L4FR was founded by a third-generation oil field worker who is also a veteran. Thus, this company has a deep appreciation for reliability and longevity, all while we provide first-rate customer service. Our durable apparel will serve you well for many years to come, whether you're working on a pipeline, a lineman climbing utility poles, or in any other environment requiring fire-resistant apparel. L4FR has you covered. Our apparel is tough enough to resist hazardous conditions while still providing high comfort and style. L4FR provides clothing options to ensure your safety and comfort, whether you're on the job or not. To view our complete inventory of flame-resistant garments, please visit our online store at L4FRclothing.com or give us a call at 817-757-4935. Si habla español. Terry Bennett back here on the Holiday Football Show. Now joined by the head coach of the Eagles, Coach Kyle Atwood. And, Coach, we didn't get to have a show last week, so we're going to talk 2 games into one. And, man, the defensive performances over those 2 games, amazing. Snyder and Valley View, 2 back-to-back shutouts. Offense is going good. Is it safe to say that your team is starting to peak at the right time?
Yeah, I think that, our goal is always to get better each and every time that we're on the field. And I think we've continued to do that all year. So, the hopes are that we continue to progress and don't plateau. But, we feel like there's still a lot of room for growth. And I think our kids realize that, our coaching staff does. And I think that, we're continuing to do that. So, I feel like we're playing really good football at this point in time.
And the defense, outside of that Jim Ned game, the defense has been there for most of the year, but it was the offense. And you knew going in, changing a complete system and doing different things, that it would take some time. But are you starting to feel confident with what your offense is accomplishing?
We are. I think that our quarterback has really figured out exactly, what our scheme involves in regards to taking what the defense gives us and any pre-snap RPOs, post-snap RPOs, or even we have a few plays on this, pass-run options, so pass first, and just being able to read the secondary and read the box and put the ball into situations that are good and advantageous for us. He's gotten to where he's able to do that and do that in the film room as well as on the field. And so I think whenever you're able to do that, and you've got some really solid athletes out on the edge, our offensive line has continued to get better each and every week. It makes it a pretty good offensive unit. And so I think we've just continued to get better, and we're happy where we're at, but we know that there's still a lot of progress to make.
All right, you're 1-0 in district this week. It's Henrietta, and this is a Bearcat team that I think a lot of people might be, surprised. I think they're really, really talented, and I think they're a team that can give y'all some trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a rivalry type game for the years and years and years. These two teams have played one another and probably have a little bit of bitter taste in their mouth for one another. So you always throw that into account whenever you're playing a game of that nature. But they're a dang good football team that's played some really good football the last few weeks. Jacksboro is a really solid football team, and they were in that game with opportunities to win it down the stretch. City View solid as well, up by 21 points at one point in time, and they just fought and clawed their way back into the game and win the thing late last week. So they're a good football team that's playing their best ball right now, and so we know we're going to get everything that they've got on Friday night. Offensively,
what can they do that you need to worry about?
They've progressed to a 20 personnel offense,
mm-hmm.
and a little over 90% of their offense is out of a two-back sniffer set, meaning they're trying to run the ball. They're pretty good up front. Their backfield's really good, and their quarterback makes really good decisions. And with the ball in his hands, he's pretty dang effective. So we got to do a good job of stopping the run. And then what they want you to do is load that box up. They've got a couple of receivers with some pretty decent foot speed, and then they've got Klein Essler on the other side, who's 6'4", 220, a big-bodied kid that catches the ball really well, is really physical, and so if you end up getting him out there singled up, they're gonna take a 50-50 ball on you over there, and so we've got to do a good job of stopping the run, but also take care of those situations that we know that they like to throw the ball in, and we're going to have to play some man defense at times and be effective in that. But we feel good with our plan and feel good with the way the week's practice has gone. So I think it should be a good showing for our defense.
And their defense, they seem to be feast or famine. They're either getting turnovers or giving up big plays. Is that what you've seen on film?
Yeah, and so they've progressed throughout the course of the year from an even front to an odd. They're going to a little broken stack defense where it's more of an odd look with a three high safety look. And since they've started really investing into that, you've seen them create a few more turnovers, interceptions mainly.
Yeah.
Because they've got an extra secondary player out there. And their kids, they seem to have bought into what they're doing defensively, so they're flying around making plays, and so they played really good the last 2 weeks for sure against Jacksboro and City View. Like we said, that they were down at one point, but that was Henrietta in the first half turned the ball over 2 or 3 times, I believe, and so Henrietta really played really good defense throughout the course of the game. They just, had given up some short field position early on in that first half to City View to score those first 3 scores. So, they're playing really good, and we've got to take advantage of what we can. I think our quarterback understands defensively where their bodies are going to be, and what our reads are, and we feel good with the challenge of him putting the ball in the right positions. And then, versus a 5-man box with that extra high safety screaming down into the box to be a 5.5 to almost 6-man box at times. We've got to do a good job in the run game of solid and everything up. But we feel good with our weeks of practice. We feel like our kids understand what they're wanting to do defensively and what we've got to do offensively to execute. And so it should be a good showing on Friday night.
Here at L4 Media, we talk high school football, 4A, 3A, and 2A in Texas. We talk East Texas sports. We talk NFL, guy talk, movie and booze. We also talk wrestling and so much more. And you can see it all on our YouTube channel at L4 Media Company. Like and subscribe. Once again, thank Coach Atwood for joining us here as he does each and every week here on the Holiday Football Show. Want to remind you, if you have any questions, thoughts, or comments, you can send them to me, Terry, at s2ssport.com. You can also check out our 3A state show that's Grant Goodwin and I do called Sideline to Sideline. We also do a 4A and 2A show. You can find those online at S2S Grant and Terry or on YouTube. They're video as well, L4 Media Company. We do appreciate every listener to this show and to those shows. Been a blast this year. It's as always, I know I say it. It's a running joke with me and Grant that I say it because it's an easy intro. Just say, hey, wow, the season's going by fast. But, hey, wow, the season's going by fast, folks. It's already October 13th. We're a week and a month away from Thanksgiving. We're almost 2 months exactly away from the state championships. That's how fast the season goes, and it gets faster every year. And so that's why when we come back next week, we're 3 weeks to go, week 9 of the football season. And you know what? We'll talk about that in week 9 of the football season as you've been listening to the Holiday Football Show right here on S2S Sports, part of L4 Media.